Always a joy to have you on. I am Pius Kojo Baka. To our very first story, the World Bank has maintained its 1.6% growth forecast for Ghana this year, far lower than the expected 3.2% for Sub-Saharan Africa. This places it in the 42nd position in Sub-Saharan Africa. There is more in this report.
The 1.6% expansion of the economy is the same as projected by the International Monetary Fund. According to its June Global Economic Prospects report, the World Bank, however, stated that Ghana's economy will expand by 2.9% in 2024. The report reiterated that the slowdown in the economy is due to the challenges facing the economy as the government undertakes an IMF support program. It furthered that more timely data highlights the weakness of economic activity in Ghana amid the deadly global shocks and heightened macroeconomic instability. 5 African countries, Malawi, Sudan, South Africa, South Sudan, and Equatorial Guinea, are expected to grow lower than Ghana this year.
And the city's strong recovery since December last year has helped to reduce significantly the total value of foreign currency deposits with banks. Data from the Bank of Ghana showed that it dropped from over $10 billion to almost $5 billion at the end of May this year. George Yaffe has the rest of the story.
Foreign currency accounts are all those currencies that individuals and businesses have with the various commercial banks in the country. However, for the purpose of our report, we'll express everything in dollars. Going through the Bank of Ghana's data, it is clear that the city's performance had a great impact on the total value of foreign currency accounts held with the various commercial banks in the country. When the local currency wasn't doing that well, there is a strong pickup in the foreign currency accounts held with most commercial banks in the country. However, when the city recovers, there is the reverse. This is to say that when the currency is struggling, most businesses run to save in dollars to try and hedge against inflation and the city's depreciation. The Bank of Ghana's data showed that the total value of foreign currency accounts declined significantly in December last year when the city stabilized firmly against the US dollar. It picked up this year, slowed again ending May 2023. However, some analysts have argued that with several monetary measures introduced by the Bank of Ghana, including the one that is forcing the commercial banks to have city cover for every foreign currency held, that could also discourage persons opening foreign currency accounts when they don't actually need them or use it as an investment tool locally.
Now, Ghana has sent a proposal on the restructuring of external debt to its official creditors. According to Reuters, the working proposal is, however, not legally binding. There is more in this report.
The move could be seen as a major step for the government to get the official creditor committee, including the Paris Club formed in May, to consider the country's debt restructuring program. This also marks the beginning of a more detailed negotiating process that will likely see a number of proposals being exchanged. The common framework process was set up by G20 in 2020 to bring China and other newer creditor nations into the joint sovereign debt restructuring negotiations for its external debt rework. Ghana is hoping to cut about $10 billion out of a total of $52 billion over the next 3 years to successfully implement the International Monetary Fund program. It has also completed a domestic debt exchange program in February, in which about 65% of bondholders took part in the exercise.
And economist Dr. Edu Sarkodie joins me on Zoom to discuss this more. Grateful you could join me, sir, on Business Live. Now, even though we don't know how much as to what is in this working proposal, no doubt it is a significant step and, of course, a beginning of negotiations. Now, tell us what to expect, how, and this really is important in our quest to economic recovery.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, for us to get a program, the IMF program, the requirement was for us to get the assurance from the creditors, both domestic and external, And so we already secured the assurance from the creditors, and we have to work on it. So it's important that the government works on it with the creditors, bilateral, multilateral, and those in the commercial market, the Eurobond. And so, yes, it's good that we have started as a country because we need it to secure the IMF program. We can only get the full benefit of the IMF program when it's fully implemented, when we have secured the entire 3 billion plus the associated benefits, like opening doors for us to do business with the World Bank and other international investors. So it is a good step that the government is taking. I think we should all give the support to government. Remember that one of the key expenditure items in the budget is interest payment. So the heavyweights are compensation for employees, one. The second one is interest payment. And the third is a transfer to government units. We have not even come to capital expenditure and goods and services. So the first three are compensation of employees, interest payment. And so if you're able to deal with the interest payment, of course, you and I have been talking about haircut. So some of these proposals, the haircut will come in. We have domestic debt exchange program, which came with haircut. So the external will also come with the haircut in terms of interest payment and in terms of the principal payment. That will lessen the burden for government in terms of expenditure, meeting its expenditure in the budget. So it will, free some space, some fiscal space for government in its budget. And again, securing the IMF program will help us to reap the full benefits of the program. And your question was tied into recovery. At this point in time, we need the IMF program. It's the need for our recovery. And so just that we are all happy as Ghanaians that we have been able to secure the program, and then we are on the path for recovery, which is good for everybody, because if the cedi depreciates now, the tomato seller will even increase the price of tomatoes. Cocoa seller will increase the price of cocoa. The wache seller will increase the price of wache. And so there's every reason for us to stabilize our economy and recover and then grow the economy. Of course, the end product is to transform the economy to create jobs. And so until we get there, until we're able to create sustainable jobs, we have not arrived. So this is just the journey.
All right. Again, we do know that the mission is in town to track the progress so far with the program. Now, we are told it is not exactly a review. So then what exactly will they be looking out for?
Well, we know the review will come somewhere in October or so. So this may be their own unofficial review, or just trying to track certain processes, certain things. And I am sure that this is necessary for the external creditors, because external creditors, we have bilateral, multilateral, and then Eurobond. So for all you know, the bilaterals, the Paris Club might have, given a hint. I'm not saying for a fact, I don't know, but they might have given a hint. Go and check if Ghana is doing this, Ghana is doing that, So obviously, once they have decided to help us with the $3 billion and open doors for us to do business with the international community, well, they will be here, put their ears on the ground to listen to some of the stories going on in the media. They may be having chats with the civil society organizations or even the government officials themselves. And so, their presence here, is somewhat okay for the management of the economy, because then it will still keep us on our toes. We will not forget what we have to do. As for somebody to give you $3 billion, it's not a small money, so they wouldn't leave us at all. So even before the review, they've come for unofficial review or whatever they're coming to do. I'm not sure it is something harmful. I'm sure whatever they're here to do will help bring a mutual benefit to both parties.
All right. So we do know that some analysts are suggesting, a 3-year economic program. Would that not be enough to see all these policies implemented? Well, some also suggest 5 to 7-year fiscal program. What do you think?
Well, sometimes it's not even a question of the number of years. It's a question of how fast you can run, your economy. You may have projections. Remember that in 2015, we had an IMF program which was supposed to end in 2018. But by 2019, we have still not ended the program because I think Ghana as a country, we could not meet some of the targets. So it's really not a question of the years. In fact, after COVID, everybody thought that we're recovering, then the war also struck. So let's hope that, that's why in economics we say all things being equal. So let's hope that all things are equal, like there's not going to be any additional external shock. Cocoa prices are going to be stable, exchange rate is going to be stable. If we have all other things being constant, then obviously I agree with those who think that by 3 years' time we would have recovered. In fact, that's the projection. If you check the projections in the budget, that's between 2023 and 2026, which is 3 years, you see that that is a full recovery. In 2026, a lot of things are expected to pick up. Growth rate is expected to pick up, revenue to pick up. Everything is expected to pick up or perform better in 2026. So I think that's within that framework that you are asking the question, is within that framework that a lot of pundits are predicting that by 2026, things would have been far better than now. And again, I'm just being careful because with the hope that there will be no external uncertainties. If the uncertainties do not come, then I'm sure by 3 years' time we would have recovered and then we can grow our economy.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Edu Sarkodie, for your time here on Business Live. He's an economist speaking to us there. Quickly to some other stories. Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chumakwawa, is calling for a reduction in duties paid on raw materials used in printing and packaging in the manufacturing sector. According to him, this is necessary to cushion local producers and contribute to exports and development. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the maiden edition of the ProPac Ghana 2023 exhibition.
The ProPac Ghana 2023 exhibition provides exclusive market insights, technology trends, and crucial advice on taking businesses in the packaging, printing, food processing, and plastics value chain to a greater level. In an interview, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Industries, Seth Chumakwawa, called for a reduction in duties paid by importers of raw materials in the packaging, printing, and manufacturing sector.
When you import raw materials to print, you pay duty on it. But when you import the finished product, you don't pay duty on it. What does it mean? It means that it makes the local printing more expensive than importation. And it's the reason why, even when you go to some of our government institutions, a lot of their printing, they are bringing it from outside. Private sector, same. Our calendars, our books, so many things is printed from outside instead of looking at local production. So we think that this kind of policy is not helping local producers. And if you want to create jobs, if you want to grow the economy, if you want to reduce our dependence on imports, we want to protect our local currency, these are some of the areas we should look at. I think that, and AG has been talking about it for a very long time, I think that it's about time we change some of these laws. Some of the countries we signed this convention with have changed it long ago. We should do the same so that it will make local printing more competitive.
Regional Director of AfroCent Montgomery, George Pearson, also indicated his outfit's preparedness to offer Ghana's manufacturing sector a platform to become more competitive in the global space of trade.
The Made in Ghana brand is a very strong brand, and I think the opportunity to export is huge, not just in the region, but also globally, whether it's to Europe, US, to Asia. But very clearly, the quality and efficiency of the manufacturing process in Ghana has to be world class. And what ProPac aims to achieve is to bring in the technology providers, to bring in the specialists in packaging, the companies that are looking to increase the quality of the labeling on these Made in Ghana products, so that Made in Ghana can compete with the global stage. So ProPac is effectively a platform. We host local companies, we host international companies, but everyone can come here to meet, look at the latest technology, see how the global companies are doing it, see how the leading companies in the country are doing it, so that SMEs can aspire, so that the multinationals can teach to promote Ghanaian quality products.
The 3-day exhibition gives businesses from various sectors the opportunity to market their products and services.
A reminder, you're still watching Business Life with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Still to come on the Joy Business Van, we will tell you how 3 young fabricators seek investments as they create an adjustable barbecue grill machine, the first of their products, after this break. Hello, welcome back. It started as an idea for a competition, but now the 3 young fabricators behind Jay's Design Innovations are poised to commercialize their product, an adjustable barbecue grill machine. It's one of the solutions the team has created to make the lives of users easier whilst promoting good health and wellness. Today we bring you the concluding part of our feature on the Jay's Design Innovations on the Joy Business Van.
Adjustable barbecue grill machine didn't seem an idea that would win a competition when Joseph Watting, Estella Gamadi, and Grant Agbodazi got together to participate in a community innovation competition initiated by the Design Technology Institute. The idea to make the machine came after a visit to Jamestown here in Accra, where fish smoking is popular. The team explored ways to ease the stress faced by these fish smokers and also promote healthy practices. In a competition of 16 teams, the group made it to the first 3, and that challenged them to step up their game, thinking of ways to improve on the adjustable barbecue grill machine. Team lead Joseph Watting shows us the final work.
With this grill, it has a 2 stainless steel mesh where you can be able to keep your fish within this mesh. Then you lock, there's a locker system that we use to lock our mesh. Then from there, you flip it this way so that your fish or your meat doesn't fall into the fire. Then over here also we have the adjustable fire unit down here where you can adjust to minimize the temperature of the fire. So this is how it works.
The barbecue grill machine has an ashtray that collects ash from the fire, and the grill machine is also movable. This innovation won Jay's Design Innovations the competition.
We did our pitching, and lastly we were waiting for the results to come, and at the end of the day the adjustable barbecue grill machine came out first, and we were really happy about it because that day it was one of the happiest days in my life, because in the beginning of it I didn't expect our idea to get that far.
That feat has become a stepping stone for the startup.
Now currently we've been able to register our business as a company, that's Jay's Design Innovations, and because we have been trained from a welding and fabrication background, that is the field we want to enter into, and the barbecue is not the only product we want to make. We intend to do all kinds of fabrication, that is metal fabrication.
The beginning stages for every startup is not easy. The young fabricators are seeking funding to enable them scale up.
Currently, our challenge is to acquire for equipment, seek for a place that we can start operating, and also get people coming in to fabricate or buy from us. You see, we fabricate all kinds of domestic stuffs, including gates, balustrades, chairs, furnitures, tables, a whole lot, things which are fabricated with metals. So that's
our online flyer that we are sending through Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, and other social media, including LinkedIn as well. Then also talking to clients, that is door to door, to tell them that, oh, this is what we do, and if you need of our service, we can be available. So currently this is what we are doing at the moment.
The young fabricators took their work back to Jamestown, where they demonstrated how the adjustable barbecue grill machine works.
When we took the barbecue grill machine to Jamestown, people at first didn't know the use of it, but when we started grilling, a lot of people came around and they were very excited because it looks different and it's stress relieving. You're not getting your hands bent. The excitement was very high. And just at the moment, we had someone even making an order.
That is fulfilling for the group, which is great plans for the future.
We intend to be one of the best welding and fabrication company with precision quality in Ghana. Yeah, so within the next, let's say, 5 years, we are looking up to set up a very huge workshop that contains a lot of workers, including also training young ones who also want to acquire this skill that we also learned.
Thanks so much for watching Business Life with me, Pius Kojo Baka. You can always get business stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.